guys, I just wanted to show you real quick how I apply a wrap, and I'm just going to show you how I do it. So I've got my mini heater here, I've got all the tools in my application kit, and I'm ready to go. So I'm going to turn... Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is push my cuticles back. So I have this metal spoon pusher, and you can get them at Walmart, at Ulta, any beauty supply store, and I really like this. You can also use the rubber cuticle pusher in the application kit. So this step is very important, especially if you have hidden cuticles. So if you're getting any bubbling or anything at the cuticle end of your wrap, you want to make sure that next application you really push those cuticles back so there's none sitting on your nail. So I've pushed my cuticles back. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the buffer block and I'm just going to buff really quick. It just kind of scuffs up the surface and gives it a good surface for the wrap to stick to. So the next step for prep is I have a little alcohol wipe here, and I'm just going to take all the oils and dirt off my nail and clean it up really well. So I have my wrap here and I've already trimmed it. I'm going to turn my... Sorry, my kid is noisy. I'm going to turn my mini heater on, and then I'm going to take my tweezers, and here's my wrap. I'm going to take my tweezers and peel it back like that. So you want to make sure that you're not touching the wrap with your fingers, because your fingers have oil on them and you don't want any oil on the wrap. You want it to stick really well. So I do what's called... Sorry ladies, we're back. I do what's called a cold application. So I don't heat the wrap with the mini heater at all before I put it on my nail. I just take it off and I put it right on the nail. So you want to place it... Sorry guys. This is how you do a video with a 2-year-old. So I placed it right on my nail and it's barely sticking. I just kind of push it down in the middle so it sticks good, but you can see the edges are not stuck down at all. So I just placed it on there, and now I'm going to hold it in front of the heat. That's not yours. And when I feel like it's starting to get hot, I take my cuticle pusher and I push down the center first and then down the edges, and I'm just getting all the wrap stuck down really well and making sure that there's no wrinkles or bubbles. Or bubbles. So the next thing I do, I put it back in front of the heat, and this is what you can do if you have wrinkles or bubbles. You can take the wrap while it's still hot and you just pull it. You don't have to be afraid of ripping the wraps, because they are not going to rip. So when they're hot, they stretch a little bit and you can get those wrinkles out that way. So then I just go over it again with the cuticle pusher, make sure all the edges are stuck down, and that it has a good seal. At this point, you can trim off the extra wrap with your scissors. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to file. And you're going to want to let the wrap cool down a little bit, because if you file now while the wrap is hot, when the wrap shrinks, when it cools down, you're going to have a little lip. It's not going to fit right. So you really want to make it sure that it cools down. And sometimes I go and I stick my fingers in the freezer really quick because I'm impatient. I don't like to wait. So after it cools down, you take your file and you're going to file downward at a 90-degree angle. So you don't want to file this way or this way. You want it to just be straight up and down. You don't want anything to get stuck under the wrap before you seal it. So that's why we do straight down. And then when you're filing, you want to make sure, you want to look at the edge of your nail, and if you can see any wrap hanging over, you want to keep filing until all you see is the edge of your nail and no wrap hanging off. Because if there's any wrap hanging off, it's going to get stuck on stuff and you're going to catch it, and your wraps will not last as long. So after your wrap is all filed off, I personally go back with a glass file, and I go at a 45-degree angle. And this just takes off like a hair of the wrap on the tip of your nail. So you have a little bit of your nail showing on the tip, but it's definitely not noticeable to anyone else. And the reason why I do this is because I use my nails as tools all the time to open stuff, and if I have any wrap on the very edge, it catches on stuff, and then your wrap lifts up a little bit, and it doesn't last as long. So the very last step that I do, it's called the baggie method, and so I have a plastic bag here, and I wrap my nail really tight like that, and I'm going to hold it in front of the heat until I can't take the heat anymore. And what this does is the bag applies even pressure, and it gets really hot inside of the bag, so it seals your tips really well. And then after that, I just go over with my cuticle pusher again, and I make sure everything is sealed down and good to go. So that is all that I do. It's definitely really easy once you get the hang of it, and this is kind of the application method that I've personally found that lasts the longest for me. So you're definitely okay with searching YouTube and finding your own application method that works for you, but I just wanted to share what I do. So if you have any questions at all, just let me know. Post them in the comments and I will get back to you. Thanks, ladies. Bye.